I'm your friend, Dr. Charles Apoki. Thank God it's Wednesday. I'm so glad to come your way this glorious Wednesday because it's my birthday. Today, April 27th, is my birthday. I'm 63 years old today. And I thank God for His grace, for preserving my life, for taking me through all the challenges I had gone through in life, and for making it possible for me to reach this age of being an elder statesman. God has been so good. We started a project April 27th last year when we laid the foundation of Petra Institute Flourishing. I want to thank God that the work is going smoothly. By today, we should complete the lintel level. So we need to add 3 blocks and then we will deck it. Believe God for funds and for material. I want to thank you all for your prayers. I want to thank you all for your appreciation. I want to thank you all for your love and your encouragement. You have made this possible that we are still on air. If we were discouraged, we would have quit long time ago. I'm going to look at the viruses infecting Nigeria. There are some recent incidences that took place from the student that messed up in Dubai with another young man, and a lot of things that have taken place in Nigeria and in Delta State. So I'm looking at the viruses infecting Nigeria. We are a sick nation. We are not healthy. Something is wrong and we must accept it, and we must find a diagnosis and then a therapy. If not, we will go down the drain like several countries like Afghanistan, Eritrea, Somalia, Mexico, where you have a lot of Colombia, drug issues, and if care is not taken, we might degenerate to a nation that is dysfunctional. The first virus plaguing this nation can be seen in Matthew chapter 6 verse 24, when Jesus said, you cannot worship God and worship Mammon. And the Bible says that righteousness exalts a nation, while sin is a reproach. Mammonism is the debasing love for money. Your love for money, when it reduces you to the level of an animal, when it debases you, removes reasoning from you. It is the debasing love for money and materialism. Just sheer acquisition of materials. Can be cars, can be jewelry, can be clothing, it can be anything. Sheer materialism and greed for money. Mammonism involves greed. Most times people don't associate Mammonism with greed. Greed is the spirit of not being satisfied with your portion. You're not satisfied with your portion, and then greed involves the need to take beyond your portion. Not only to take beyond your portion, in the process, you deprive others of their portions, and you don't care. Mammonism is the spirit of idolizing money and those that have money and what money can buy. If what money can buy controls your mind and you use it to control the minds of those who don't have, it is Mammonism. One of the weapons that has debased the minds of Nigerians is weaponized poverty. That is poverty that deliberately makes the people idolize the rich, poverty that removes the mind of the people from decency and discipline. Before I came to record this message, I was watching a video online, a comedy online, a real story. And one of these boys that does pranks and does interviews was interviewing a young lady. Thank God he blurred the face of the young lady. And he told the young lady, can you remove your dress, your upper dress, to show your upper torso, that is to show her breast? He first asked the girl, are you wearing a brassiere? The girl said no. He said, I will give you 5,000 if you can remove the dress you are wearing on top to show your breast. The girl said 5,000. She said, I can't do that. Then the man increased it to 15,000. The girl said 15,000. The man said yes. He said, I will only remove my dress. You won't touch my breast. The man said yes. And so he assured the girl that he would give her the 15,000. And then the girl was attempting to remove the dress in Lagos, busy street, in public place. And then the man stopped her from removing the dress to show her nakedness of her breast. And the man gave her 20,000 and asked her, why were you willing to expose your breast in public? The girl said she lost the father and the mother, and she was selling fruits nearby, bananas, watermelon, cucumber, oranges, and apples. And she wanted the 15,000 to add to her capital to improve her business. She told the young man, you don't know what 15,000 will do in my life and how it will improve my business. That the country was very hard and that she needed the 15,000 to improve her business. And the man gave him 20,000, young man, and hugged her, and the girl was crying. When he gave her 20,000, the girl said, 20,000 for me? Jesus, all this money for me? And you don't even know me. And the young man hugged her. She was weeping. She wanted to kneel down. The young man said, no, I give you this 20,000, add to your business. Never, ever open your body or compromise your body or let a man touch your body because of money. I wept. Young, beautiful girl. That is the situation of weaponized poverty. The poverty in Nigeria is weaponized. It is deliberately created as a weapon to reduce us to the level of animals. And greed in the minds of our politicians will never ever allow them to think about the good of the people. Rather, it is their own desperation to rape this nation that is uppermost in their minds. I was the chairman of the panel that was to do a debate for PDP aspirants for governorship position in Delta State. Out of Uroboland alone, 11 candidates had emerged. We have not mentioned those from Delta South, the Jaws. And so, why this large number, only from one tribe? Is it because they really love the populace? I don't think so. I think it is vain ambition. I just think it is a pursuit of status, a pursuit of so much money that is involved in politics. If you know how much the governor of a state like Delta gets as security vote a month, your mind will scatter. If you know how much, just Google it after now so that it won't be that I'm the one that said it. Delta State governor gets the highest amount for security votes, and that amount is not audited. It is not to be cross-checked. And so, the cost of taking care of a few greedy members of the executive and legislative arm of the federal level and the state levels takes a great chunk of our GDP. And as a result, we cannot take care of the basic needs of the poor. No wonder they and their wives and their children and their grandchildren want to rule us perpetually. The governor of Anambra State left now. The wife wants to contest as a senator. I hear that some ex-governors want their daughters to contest as members of House of Assembly, members of House of Representatives. Fine, it is their right to contest. But are they the only ones that are existing? That is the problem with capitalism, particularly in the third world. Some of these people earn pension from where they retired from, earn pension as governors, earn pension as senators. While pensioners who labored for 35 years or got to the age of 60, their pensions have not been paid for 5 to 6 years. And they will sit in the sun, some will collapse, some will die, some will be tear-gassed by policemen and soldiers who have worked and served this nation in very dangerous and uncomfortable circumstances will retire and they won't pay them. They won't pay them meager benefits, and then policemen will need to protest. Retired police officers will need to protest for their salaries. It's unfair. It is painful for a man who maybe joined the police at 18, 20, serve you until he is 55, until he is 60. He retires and he goes to become a security man or a kabu driver because he has nothing, no welfare package to keep him going. It is unfair. One of the political parties has asked their presidential aspirants to collect funds for 100 million. Did you hear me well? 100 million. Buhari's salary is 1,171,568 naira. Hear me well. 1,171,568 naira monthly salary. So, in order to compensate them for collecting funds for 100 million, doing posters, giving money to delegates who come to vote for them to become presidential candidates of their parties. When they become president, you need to pad their salaries. Buhari has 18 different allowances that are even more than his salary, padded into his salary to compensate for the cost of electioneering, to collect funds for 100 million. I think governorship aspirants in the PDP in Delta State collected their funds with more than 20 million. So, when they collect funds with more than 20 million, they will give money to delegates to vote for them. They will do posters, do banners. You foolish ones, we collect money from them to vote for them. They must get their money back and get it with profit. As a result, stealing and corruption must take place in Nigeria. We have built a system of greed and Mammonism that will perpetually ruin this nation, and we might not come out of it. We might not come out of it. No new person is going to emerge out of these presidential aspirants that I'm seeing from the PDP, from the APC, apart from very few that I will not mention their names. And unless the presidency is zoned to eastern Nigeria, where we might have reasonable and intelligent people who have not been corrupted come into power, we will go into a deeper mess if we vote some of the people that I'm seeing today into the presidency. Greed, Mammonism, is one of the viruses that is plaguing Nigeria. Now, I want to quickly look at some other issues. The greed of the so-called delegates that will select governorship candidates for states will not make them put the future of the state in their minds. Take like Delta State, for example. You can hardly drive between from Union Bank to Ekrejobo. You can't drive through Afisere Road. You can't drive through most of the streets in Ugeli, a town and a community that produces oil. You can't drive through Dwere Street. You can't drive from the King's Palace through Dwowori Street. You hardly have motorable roads in many cities in the southern part of Delta State, Delta Central and Delta South. But these people are clamoring to become governors. Are the delegates going to vote the person who has the greatest capacity to bring development to this state, or they are going to vote somebody who they have been commandeered to vote, or they will collect money and vote somebody who might not bring development to the state? And it is like that even at the presidency. If you want to make money today, just start Apoki support group. Apoki for president, Apoki support group. Thank God I don't have money. If not, they will have come, Apoki support group. They will go and make t-shirts so that I can dash them money. That's what these rich men do. They will give you money. You will sing their praises. You will carry placards for them. Particularly women, you will dance. Women and youths, you will dance. So support group. If Satan wants to contest presidency in Nigeria, a group called SSG will emerge. Satan support group. Satan for president in Nigeria. Oh, it is possible. The way we like money in this country is beyond description. Greed is not only for food, but includes an insatiable appetite for power and space. You have gone one term, second term, third term. Some of them have been in the Senate since this dispensation started. Some of them have been in the House of Representatives since this dispensation started, they are not satisfied. It's politics and inheritance. Don't you have any other occupation? So greed for power and space. You see, people are not satisfied with what they have. People want to intimidate people with their position and their wealth. Intimidation is greed. I was in a ceremony and I got there quite early and I sat at the extreme end of the hall. I didn't wear a cap, so my gray hair was showing. I dressed very well and my PA was sitting beside me. And one young man came in, tying white cloth with something around his neck as a chief. He said he wanted to sit down. So I gave him space to sit down inside. He told me no, that he wanted to sit on my seat. Young man I could have taught in secondary school when I was teaching at the College of Commerce. Young man when I left government college, maybe he was not born. Young man when I left medical school, maybe he was in primary school. He said he wanted to sit where I was sitting. I told him I came here before you. He said it doesn't matter. Sit on my seat. I said you can't sit on this seat. He said why can't I sit on this seat? I told him I am Dr. Apoki. He said sorry sir, Migwo sir. So if I wasn't Dr. Apoki, if I was an ordinary man with my gray hair, 63-year-old man, you saw my gray hair, maybe you are in your 30s or 40s, you want me to get up from seat for you in an occasion where I came before you. It is this kind of intimidation that makes people to join cults, because one of the viruses in this country is cultism. It is this kind of intimidation that makes young men to go into internet fraud so that they too can become chiefs, because we don't care who will give chieftaincy titles nowadays, so that they can become chiefs, so that they can tell people to get on their father's age mate, somebody more educated than you, somebody maybe even richer than you, to tell you to get up and sit for them. That is the problem. And you see, greed for space. He wanted to take my space. That's how some rich men in communities, you know that this land belongs to this widow. You want to take that land. Greed. You want to take somebody else's land. You are doing business with somebody. You want to take somebody's space in the business. Greed. You are not satisfied with what you have. You always want more. Mammonism. Mammonism is not only money, and you see a married man with his wife. They suffered from when they were young, got to a position of wealth. You young slave queen, you want to come in to take the space of the woman at home. You are a vulture. Space. Mammonism kills the spirit of truth. When people worship money, it kills the spirit of truth. I saw a pastor online, one of these internet fraudsters, small boy, maybe he built a house, they said, and he was throwing money in the church, throwing 50 naira notes. I'm not sure he threw up to 100,000 or 200,000. The hungry pastor just saw money being thrown. He started singing. Pastor started singing Dorime, Ameno. They started playing Dorime and Ameno for him in his church. I was ashamed of him. And then recently, my classmate in medical school, I didn't know he attends that church. And he called me that he wanted me to come and preach in that church. And I called the name of the pastor. He said, yes, that is his pastor. I said, your pastor is a Yahoo pastor. And he's a Dorime and Ameno pastor. I will not come and preach in that kind of place. It will destroy my reputation. When money closes your mouth as a pastor, and you can't condemn evil, money closes your mouth as a father. Recently, there was a wedding reception in Umuahia, and the son of the man who was marrying was dancing in with his bride, and they were playing nonsense music and dancing nonsense dance steps. It's apparently the father of the groom had gone to warn the DJ and warned them. They refused to stop. He went there, took the microphone. He said, I want Christian music in this place. I don't want this kind of music. We are from a Christian family. If that man was afraid of the wealth of the son, maybe the son bought car for him, he will not be bold enough to do that. Pastors, imams are not bold enough to say the truth today, because we are afraid of losing offerings. We are afraid of the rich people who will avoid us. One imam recently complained about insecurity when the train going to Abuja was attacked, and they suspended him and transferred him. The man was not concerned. He said when he criticized Jonathan, no person suspended him. But he was bold enough because he was not looking at money. He was not looking at food. He was not looking at cars. When you give cars and money to pastors, general overseers, bishops, archbishops, leaders of organizations, their tongue, their story, and their criticism of criminality and injustice will change. So it's all over the place. And so we are not bold to say the truth. And so materialism has become the vogue of what we preach in church. We have turned into astrologers who practice numerology. We are wishing people prosperity. In fact, as one Catholic father was saying, he said we have turned the church to a Ponzi scheme where the people give to church and God not because they are responsible. They give because they think God will multiply their money to them. That's why internet fraud is so easily done. You tell somebody, I just received 400,000 in 15 minutes after I gave 50,000. Do you have a brain at all? After I invested 50,000, is your brain working? Which business will you do? You just gave 50,000, you just invested 50,000, and the person paid you 100,000. Do you have a brain? Are you reasonable? If not Mammonism that has possessed your brain. Recently, a company collapsed, collected money from people from all over the country, and a young Igbo boy, and people paid, and the business collapsed. He was throwing money up and down. I saw when a pastor was pouring oil on his head, and now that he crashed, the pastor called his branch that they should return all the things that he donated to him, or sell them and return the money to him. Did you question his source of wealth? Did you question how he was making money? How did he just become a billionaire? Another young girl deceived people to invest in agricultural products. I am a farmer, and you farmers listening to me, you know how risky agriculture is. You know rain can wipe off all your plantain one day. You know a virus, African swine fever, can kill all your pigs. You know one foul disease can come in and wipe out all your poultry. You know flood can destroy all your vegetables and everything you planted. You know flood can make your fish, all your fishes swim out of the pond. And greedy people were investing. They didn't see what she was doing. She didn't own a farm. She didn't look like somebody who has managed 1 million before. They contributed money. MMM did not teach our people wisdom, because if Nigerians know how to look for Satan and sell him, they will sell him to make money. We are too greedy for wealth. Any person can deceive a Nigerian because he wants to make quick money. Once you add the name of God to it, oh, it is finished. You add the name of Jesus to it, it is finished. And because we pastors have pursued money more than pursuit of salvation for our members, we have ceased to become the voice of God. We become like mute dogs. We cannot even bark, not to talk of bite. I saw a white woman, whether she's an albino or looked like a white woman. She was drinking alcohol and staggered out of where she was drinking and started dancing sexually explicit dance steps. And then she started twerking. And somebody said that when you visit Sapele, you drink Sapele water, or you visit Uroboland, that is how you would dance. And I told that person that that woman was irresponsible at her age, that is more than 40, to be dancing such stupid dance steps, that Urobo people are not the people who spoiled her, that she was a slut, she was spoiled before then. Oh, come and see attack. Married women with children, particularly women, they started attacking me. Me, I was ready for the war. I started firing them with bazooka. I fired them, they fired me, I fired them. But what was surprising was that even an Urobo woman married to a Yoruba man was among those attacking me. That thing was entertainment. I will come to entertainment later. The truth of the matter is that because if anything that somebody who is popular or has money is doing, we are afraid of speaking. We are afraid of saying anything. They attacked me, I attacked them. They fired me, I fired them. Until I got tired and left them with their stupidity. You see, what happens is that when money becomes the voice of the people, and those who have money become those they listen to, the masses will look for a distraction. They need a distraction with weaponized poverty. That is, they have deliberately made the people poor. You think they are increasing school fees for nothing? They want to make the children of the poor not to go to school. If the school fees they are paying today in the universities were what we paid when I went to the University of Ibadan, I wouldn't be a medical doctor. I would not have been able to attend a private school like the one I'm running now. Why are people coming to private school? It's because government schools are not functional. I didn't go to private school, I went to public school throughout. And most of those who are doing this evil to our children by making education be beyond their reach. In an oil-producing country, there are those who went to school free, who went to school with scholarship, and they have weaponized poverty. And when poverty becomes weaponized, people can't go to school, people finish school and can't get jobs, people want to get enjoyment at all costs. They now go into internet fraud, kidnapping, rituals to get money. They look for every means to get money. Because somebody once asked me, when I went to Springs, and I've told you before, that you are in Nigeria, you people are criminals. I said criminality is intelligence looking for an avenue for manifestation in the midst of oppression and deprivation. When there is weaponized poverty, you produce more criminals. I was reading from Kolade Otito Oju, his page. In Holland, in one of the countries, in the Scandinavian countries, they don't have prisoners. Norway, yes. In Norway, they don't have prisoners who are natives. They don't have Norwegian prisoners. Imagine a whole country, no prisoners. Their prisons are so beautiful. They have lawn tennis courts, swimming pool. It's like a 5-star hotel, but no person goes to prison. In fact, people are now bringing prisoners from Spain to Norway because inside Norway, you don't have Norwegian prisoners. The government takes care of the people. The government is so nice to the people. The people are so satisfied, and the government is so intolerant of corruption. You go to jail immediately. That the people don't see the need to commit crimes. The people don't see the need to be fraudulent. The people don't see the need to steal government money. Bad governance and deliberate weaponization of poverty is a cancer that will either kill Nigerians or we need to kill it. I'm your friend Dr. Charles Apoki. If you have not subscribed to this channel, you are not really my friend. Subscribe to this channel. We are close to the 100,000 mark. We only need 10,000 subscriptions. So share these videos that I do. Subscribe to the channel at Dr. Charles Apoki. When there is this weaponized poverty and the hurriness to make money, and a few people make this money, the musicians and entertainers become the new voices of the people, because the musicians and entertainers get quickly rich from the depravity of the people, the stupidity of the people. At one time, it was Malians, soapy, rubbish dance. I went to a missionary school. They were doing a ceremony, and they brought the girls out to come and entertain the visitors. They were dancing soapy. If you know what soapy is, it's demonstrating the act of self-sexual stimulation in a male. And a Christian school, the girls were dancing soapy. And if you watch, many students going to school don't put belts. They are rude to people because they are Malians. Suddenly, Malian started fading, and one other one, Portable, came out now. Zazu, Zazu. You will see grandfathers dancing Zazu. You will see grandmothers dancing Zazu. I'm sure very soon they will call the choir to come and sing, and they will say Zazu. Praise the Lord. Our special number this morning is titled Holy Ghost Zazu, Zazu. I look at this person dancing, singing Zazu. If you use it to do sacrifice for some idols, the idols will refuse him. But because they want to make money with him, they want to use him to promote a drink. They want to destroy him. That's how we handled Majek Fashek. And he got ruined with drugs. Zazu. You will see people doing, grandfathers, grandmothers doing leg work. Zazu. Oh, we are crazy. Something has gone wrong in this country. Depravity has come. I was watching 2 young girls online. Sisters, beautiful ladies, dancing Zazu, dancing all kinds of rubbish music. Today, all our children want to resemble Davido. They want to resemble Whiskey. They want to resemble Portable. They want to resemble Fino. They want to resemble Techno. They want to resemble Tonte Diko. We celebrate success, any form of success, whether the people are morally upright or not, as long as they can donate money. as long as they can make money, as long as they can intimidate you, who is poor. I noticed one trend in Lagos now. When they are going for their shows, they will line cars. Some of the doors are suspended with outriders. They will line cars, stay outside the roof of the car and be demonstrating their wealth. You will see young men on social media. Where is this happening? I want to be there. I want to be there. So the entertainment, musicians, and comedians have taken over the minds of our children. These entertainers make wealth from the depravity of our children. Today, the world, particularly in Nigeria, with entertainment comes the consumption of alcohol, drugs, and sex. The virus of alcoholism, drugs, and fantasy is finishing our children. Daily, container loads of tramadol, conch, loud, rofinol, Colorado, cocaine are seized on daily basis. And sometimes the warehouses, before you know it, the same people who seized those drugs, like the case of somebody who sold cocaine that they seized, will sell them into the same society. If you arrest any of these people selling these drugs, within 1 hour, they have been released because the people who arrested them, out of greed, will release them. Even in small villages, drugs are being sold. And the law enforcement officers in the airport that are supposed to check people coming in with drugs are corrupt. The ones who will arrest people are corrupt. The ones who are supposed to monitor people are corrupt. Why are they corrupt? Mammonism, greed, hunger for money. The very indecent act that happened in Dubai with school children, with a girl said to be 10 years, but I suspect she is more than 10. She should be about 13. Was copied from Big Brother Naija. There's a game called Truth or Dare. People went into Big Brother Naija because they wanted to make money. They wanted to earn millions. The millions were contributed by you stupid voters. If 1 million voters vote with 50 naira, is 50 million. By the time that program is finished, more than 1 billion has been made. And they will now give 200 million to maybe E-Money or whoever. Is it White Money that won it, or is it, I think it's White Money that won it. They will now give 200 million to White Money. White Money becomes the model for our children. During the Big Brother Naija, I didn't watch. People were saying what they were seeing. Big Brother Naija, all the hotels, even in families, mothers, grandmothers with grandchildren were watching nakedness and sexual promiscuity, even by a married man, on television. Why did the Nigerian government not sanction DSTV and tell them not to show that program? Maybe it is because of money. If you criticize them for showing Big Brother Naija, these corrupt children, especially from those from depraved background, they will attack you. As I'm speaking now, there are people who are very angry with me. Do I care? The greed for money and the love for entertainment has led to sex trade, which is now prevalent. A hotel was closed down at Aragba after Otokutu. I never knew there was a town called Aragba after Otokutu. I'm from Otokutu, where sex slaves were taken to Patani to swear. Then they later went to that place, and small young girls were having sex with men for 500 naira, 1,000 naira. And when the place was closed down, the son of the man had the temerity and the impudence and the boldness, because he was a member of a cult that I will not mention the name here, was threatening Israel Joe that he will kill him, that he will sodomize him, that they will rape his wife, until the police went there and locked the place now, and they are tracing them. Sex trade. Go around our towns, in front of hotels, you will see young girls virtually naked, and I saw. What annoys me is that this sexual trade that is taking place, or sex trade that is taking place in front of these hotels are run by chiefs, traditional title holders. They are owned by deacons, elders, knights in our churches. They are not ashamed. I want to ask those who go there and patronize these girls. I want to ask those who go there and drink every night. Do you see the children of the owners of such places there? Do you see their daughters among those girls? No, their daughters are overseas. Their children are overseas. Their grandchildren are overseas. Their sons are overseas. But you, poor man's child that suddenly got into money, you poor man's daughter, because you don't want to work, you now start selling your body. Everywhere you go, you will see them hanging around outside. These outlets, as I said, are run by responsible citizens, in quotes, who have children. The high priest, when you go to the hotels, you will see the high priest. I was listening to one talking near my house. Live your life the way you like. Don't let any person rule you. Don't follow any instructions. Spend your money. Enjoy your life. You only live once. If you see the nonsense coming out from the mouth of this high priest, ironically, these high priests are now the pastors of our children getting lost. How do I mean by pastors? Sometimes I hear them because I have one close to my house. They will say, today's service, we're going to have testimony. You are now, your drunkenness, your obscenity, if you see the rubbish coming out of his mouth, you are now the pastor and you are now making mockery of God. Over the weekend, they were dancing with Christian music and drinking with Christian music. Oh, it's painful. It's painful that we can allow our children, allow our society to degenerate to this level. That our children now make mockery of God, like as King Xerxes did when he brought the vessels of God to drink wine and make mockery of God. And God wrote on the wall, Mene, Mene, Tekel, Ophasim. That is the judgment of God on many of these individuals who are destroying our children, using their facilities to destroy our children. Recently, I went to preach in Praise Baptist Church in Bokodo Ichekiri, and they carried me from Bokodo Ichekiri to Refinery Road, close to the police station, to go and stay in a hotel. When we got to the hotel, there was no noise, there was no smell of cigarettes, there was no smell of drinks, there were no rough boys. The place was quiet. A room was 35,000 naira a night. But the place was fully booked. And one of the men who came from Sapele, from Benin, was saying that this is the first hotel he has entered where he didn't see rough boys, young girls, smoking and drinking. Let me tell you, that your daughter you think is in JSS 3, that you think is innocent. I know where they go to smoke shisha. They will leave school and go to some compounds to smoke shisha. Do you know what shisha is? They are smoking shisha. Your daughters are going to smoke shisha. Today, the virus of entertainment has destroyed our children. I saw online where parents were video recording small children dancing an obscene dance. Mothers were video recording. Oh, this nation is dying. If it is not dead, it's dying. I saw a video, and I think it took place in Lagos. Teachers with cane, and teachers sat down as judges. Girls opened their breasts to do fashion parade, wearing only pants. Jesus Christ of Nazareth. If you don't judge Nigeria, you will need to apologize to Sodom and Gomorrah. God might need to apologize to Sodom and Gomorrah if he does not judge this country. Obscenity. Teachers with cane, with small children. Children about 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. Watching girls open their breasts. And you see people clapping. Oh, we are insane. Something is wrong. And we are not saying anything until it will consume our children. You will see young girls passing Indian hymn to each other. People who went to school. God help us. God have mercy on our children. Why are we not monitoring our children? It is pursuit of money. We think that by buying phones for them, sending them to expensive schools, sending them overseas, that we have given them everything. You need to monitor them. There are times I needed to fight with my children. There are times I needed to quarrel, scream. Times I needed to shout. The problem with our parents today, in those days, a child was disciplined by the whole community. In those days, the man you feared in the community was headmaster and teacher and catechist. Today, if you correct a child in school, the mother will come and fight. One mother came and beat the lip of a teacher because the child was playing in the rain. Parents fight each other in school because they think they have money. This is insanity and it has to stop. If not, we will all be consumed. Recently, I was watching one prankist, or how will I call him, interviewing people online. It's called the Flower Man. He will ask the girls, hookup and relationship, which one do you prefer? The girls will say, I don't have time for relationship. And they are showing their faces, and they are calling their names, and they are big girls. They will say, I don't have time for relationship with quarrel and all that. I prefer hookup. How much do I need to pay you to take you for a night? If you don't know what hookup is, that means you are dated. That means you are not following the trends. That means you don't know what university girls come to do in front of these hotels. You don't know that there are girls who have phone numbers that people call. You don't know that there are boys in this town who service married women. The married women call them when their husbands are not at home. The boys will go and sleep with them and satisfy them. They will take drugs. You don't know that there are lesbian girls that are called to sleep with married women, and the married women pay them, they pay phone. You don't know that there are massage parlors outside this town and around Delta State here and outside where married women go to for massage. When they massage them, if they want extra services, the muscular man will sleep with them, and they are married women. Oh, something is wrong. Hookup is, let me use Wari language. Hookup is called Okpomiliki. If you don't know Okpomiliki, you don't get it, forget about it. Okpomiliki. The girl said that one hookup for a night, 50,000. That if she does hookup and Okpomiliki for 20 days at 50,000 is 1 million. They asked her, how much have you been paid, the highest amount you were paid for being an Okpomiliki? He said that it is 1.2 million for a night. The boy asked him, did you spend a whole month there or for one night? He said 1 night. Now imagine what she could have done for that 1 night. The dehumanizing nature. That's why they are killing them in hotels. They are still going and they are still using them for rituals. It is because of the Okpomiliki spirit. They want money. They want to buy expensive clothing. They want to buy jewelry. They want to travel. They want to drive cars. But I was looking at these girls that they were interviewing. With their Okpomilikinization, they were still trekking. They were still looking ordinary. So you will destroy your body because of 30,000 naira a night. They will say, why does she need to work for 40,000 naira a night when one night of hookup will give her money? So the greed for money, the greed for barbecue fish, the greed for drink, the greed to stay in a hotel overnight because their father has been deprived and weaponized with poverty. They don't have electricity. They don't have air conditioning in their house. They will want to go and do hookup. Somebody was telling me that several girls come from the university to do hookup. That single mothers go to do hookup. That is how our nation has been debased. That even married women whose husbands are broke go to do hookup. It is terrible. Now, that interview she did to show the depravity, that interview those girls did, will remain in the internet forever. And their future husbands might see such interviews. Their faces were not blood. Because of greed and Mammonism, and the sex trade is flourishing even among small children, small girls. I went to do SOS 4 in one school in town here in Ughelli. A 10-year-old girl came to meet me. She said, sir, I commit adultery. I said, what, do you understand adultery? Do you know the spelling? She said, I sleep with married men. So at her tender age, married men pay her to sleep with her. I went to Biaroku for a program, SOS 4. Somebody sponsored it. And a 13-year-old girl stood up and said, what if I want to go to school and my mother wants me to be an Okpomiliki? What do I do? You will see mothers here telling children, Motajoko, one yarana, we barbecue fish here. That Motajoko, as you are going out with that man, come back with barbecue fish, long throat, barbecue fish hanging your throat. You are debasing your daughter because of barbecue fish. Entertainment has replaced worship in our churches. We joke with everything. With so much poverty, we are too happy. Maybe it's a diversionary technique or a defense mechanism. As I said earlier on, you will see grandfathers, grandmothers jumping up and down, zazu, zazu, and doing leg work. I've seen pastors doing leg work. Something is wrong with us. The crave for entertainment, the crave to be unnecessarily happy. Like as I said in one of my broadcasts, we have turned burial ceremonies to entertainment. I saw bridesmaids, chief bridesmaids, and bridesmaids walking and dancing in a reception. If you see what she was demonstrating, it's so obscene, so obscene. You go to the eastern part of the country, Upurumiri methamphetamine has nearly destroyed our children. If you see what women say online, because they want to see many views, and if they have many views, TikTok will pay them, Facebook will pay them, YouTube will pay them. They debase their bodies, expose their bodies, dance stupid dances just to make money. YouTube, I have reached the point where YouTube is supposed to pay me. I've crossed the level where Facebook is supposed to pay me. I did an interview on Saturday. They interviewed me from Denmark. I had never met that man. He told me, you don't know how much you have influenced our lives in Europe. How many people are following you? In Ughelli here, the videos I make in the farm, Somebody called me from the UK today and said, I'm so blessed by your videos. You are changing our lives. I'm surprised that an honorable man is the one passing out this information and the way you relate with your wife. We need to have models. When that small chief misbehaved around me in the hall of that palace hall, I walked outside. Usually I don't go to ceremonies. I don't mix with people because of our grandiosity, because of the way we think that we can oppress and intimidate people by our positions. I went outside and somebody said he was going to introduce me to a professor of geology from the United States. I just got there and said, Prof, meet Dr. Apoki. Prof said, are you introducing Dr. Apoki to me? If you don't know Dr. Apoki, you don't know any person. I watch him in the United States. That is the way life is supposed to be. Influencing people positively through social media. We did a conference recently on ministry, and people were watching us all the way from different nations. By 1:20, I was in a hotel at Warri, and I wanted to prove a point that there are 3 levels of existence. You have the physical level, you have the spiritual level, and then you have the online life, the social media. And by 1:20 something a.m., I started a live broadcast, and people were watching me from India, from different parts of the world, from Europe, from America, from Guyana. Recently, somebody called me by 12 something a.m. from Barbados. She watches my videos. We can make positive use of social media to contribute to humanity instead of our children and our daughters getting addicted to stupid entertainment. I call it stupid entertainment. What is the meaning of Zazu? Zazu. The one that bothers me about our children from Urobo, Ishekiri, Kwale, Ijo, Isoko, in the South. These Yoruba boys, they sing in Yoruba language. Do you understand what they are saying? Most of what they are saying is outright rubbish, outright insanity, corrupt minds, vomiting insanity, and you are dancing. Something is wrong with your brain. That is a virus, the virus from the western part of this country, infiltrating the minds of our children. Go around the streets, you will see our girls with colored hair, our boys with colored hair, as if government is distributing it. The colored hair, has it made you to pass exams? Colored hair, has it improved on your intelligence? You just copy anything you see. This copy spirit. You saw Dare or Truth in Big Brother. You as a 13-year-old child, they sent you people to Dubai for international competition. You went there. It is Dare or Truth you were doing, and you ended up sleeping on top of a boy. The styles your mother does not know, the styles your grandmother did not know. You know it as a 13-year-old child, and the mother came to deceive the general public. Just wore clothes as if she was from deeper life, as if she was very spiritual. My daughter went there as a virgin. She was drugged, not knowing that the daughter has been on Instagram and different channels wearing waist beads and demonstrating stupidity. And then they showed the picture of the mother, and she was pretending. Must you destroy the school that you took your rotten children to? People think that schools change children. When you take rotten fish and you put it inside freezer, it will spoil the freezer. Me, I'm not hesitant to expel any child. Drive away any child that wants to misbehave. Drive you and your children if you come to misbehave in my school. I push you out. You don't come and pollute other people's children because you're going to pay me rubbish school fees. Destroy people's children. One of them came one time and said that he belonged to Purple Wanting. Immediately one of the children told me, Purple Wanting. I expelled him. The mother came. He's the son of a naval officer. I expelled him neat. Don't come and corrupt people's children in my school. There were some of them that were showing rubbish on their Facebook pages, and my students found and told me. I expelled them. One brought a bishop to come and talk to me. Bishop was talking what he does not know, as if he was talking to an illiterate. I expelled that. Expel, quick. Don't come and destroy people's children in my school. Don't come and destroy what I've taken years to build. If you can't train your children, keep them at home. And I'm speaking to school proprietors. Don't just bring rubbish children because you need money. When you see a child, the child was here, the child was here, the child was here. One of them came one day. My child was in so school. I was paying 300,000. So school. I told him, my friend, I'm not interested in what you have been paying elsewhere. People like you don't last. You will soon move to another school. I harassed him. I'm not the kind of person you harass, man. Harassed him. And they didn't last long. After some time, they couldn't even buy books and pay school fees and left. We cannot use money to intimidate every person. We cannot use money to spoil our children. What was a child doing with iPhone? Do I have iPhone? You can't use money to destroy this nation, destroy your children, destroy every system. You want to bribe in the school, you want to use money to enter office, the resultant effect, all of us pay the price. And I'm speaking to the delegates. As you are going to vote to pick governorship candidates for Delta State, please, I beg you in the name of God, vote for somebody who you know has a sense of decency, has decorum, has in the intellectual competence, the managerial skills, the fear of God to rule Delta State and take us from where we are now to where we are supposed to be. The amount of money we have received in this state and the way we have squandered it is terrible. We cannot continue like this. I beg those of you who are going to be delegates to select presidential candidates in your parties to be reasonable. I will just share this with you. When somebody imported contaminated petroleum product because of greed and Mammonism, all of us paid the price. When you went to a fuel station, nobody asked you whether you are APC or PDP. We all bought at the same price. When these terrorists and bandits attacked the train coming from going from Abuja to Kaduna, the bullets were not asking APC or PDP or Hausa, Igbo, Yoruba. They shot people indiscriminately, kidnapped people indiscriminately. The problem of Nigeria has gone beyond North and South, has gone beyond Muslim, Christian. The problem of Nigeria has gone beyond APC, PDP. This nation is dying and we need to make the right choices. I want to ask some delegates, the money you collected 4 years ago to nominate somebody for governorship or presidency, have you not finished it? The car you used it to buy, has it not spoiled? The house you used it to build, is it not dilapidated? Is it not getting old? Are you seeing roads to drive those cars? The girls you spend the money on, are they still with you? The viruses of this nation grow in us until we are ready to expel them from our system. This nation has no hope, has no future. But I pray that somebody listening to me will have a change of mind. And I ask you to share this message to as many people as possible.